We're back with a Spin 2 Win Cup, and we got another best of 3 series. Starting things off today on Garden of Terror, actually. And on the left side, we got Lena doesn't know. There's a lot of teams here that don't know things. So today, apparently, Lena doesn't know what's going on. We got Holy Chicken on Chromie for the blue team. Halkan is playing Hogger. We have Martin Luther on Tyrael, Istra on Anduin, and Hege is playing Azmodan. So another Azmodan game, whereas on the right side of the map in red, we have Save the Taco, a statement that I can definitely get on board with Vatman on Sonya. As long as you save the Taco for me. Taco on Sylvanas, we got me on Lucio, Grolk on Greymane, and Kablamo is playing Tyrael. So we got Tyrael and Sonya on one side and Tyrael on the other. And again, if you're looking at this and you're asking yourself, why exactly do we have Tyrael on both teams? And it's probably the first of these games that you're actually watching from the Spin to Win Cup. So the idea of this entire tournament is to randomize things a bit without making it too crazy. So the way that the drafts work is that the teams go to an external website where for every single role on the team, they spin a wheel. And that determines then the hero that has to be played there. It's actually kind of interesting and creates sometimes also these mirror matches that we now see with Tyrael on each side. We've seen that a few times with other heroes too. But it also creates scenarios where you all of a sudden have somebody that has to play a hero that he's not really familiar with. And that usually shows. We had some pretty wild builds out there, and there's a good chance that this continues right here. We're currently in the group stage. This is Group C, as I've already been explaining. There's tons of teams that play from all different kinds of skill levels as we're progressing through the groups, and then later towards the actual bracket of the tournament. Obviously, the matches are going to get a little bit closer here, but this is from the amateur scene, so heroeslounge.gg in case you guys want to check it out for yourselves. But let's see who takes it today. Is it going to be the Tacos, or is it going to be the team in blue that apparently doesn't know anything? Martin Luther, I kind of like it. First time that I actually glanced through the list, I thought it was Martin Loser, but we'll see if they're going to take it or not. Azmodan, again, you kind of know already, but every single time that I've seen Azmodan player, I'm really torn when I see stuff like this. This is not how you have to play Azmodan. In an ideal world, again, you want to have a teammate that helps you with the early wave stacking, just so you can get some stacks on your level 1 that helps you to dominate the waves much earlier, and also to stack yourself without any additional help. There are plenty of heroes that could do that, that could actually help Azmodan out. Nobody did, and that already creates problems for the blue team. But if you have to do it by yourself, then auto-attack the backline minions, the ranged minions, not the front, and then use your orb that helps you to at least get the stacking going in a reasonable time frame, but still makes things hard. But it is the red team that is currently calling the shots here. The first blood goes to them as well as they take down Tyrael, so he is already gone. There's a nice push to the top lane that they set up with the camp that they claimed. As the 1 minute mark kicked in, both of the teams immediately went towards the mercenary camps. But so far it is Save the Taco that has done much better here. Now, is that going to continue? Time will tell. I have to say though, they got a pretty good comp. If you think about that, this is actually fairly randomized. I mean, the roles themselves are, of course, fixed, as I already said earlier. So you're going to end up with a healer, you're going to end up with a tank, you're going to have some DPS. But if you look what they're running here, just that Lucio, Greymane, Sylvanas alone is already incredible. On a big map like this is a part of a composition that could have been drafted by an actual team, because it allows you to really apply pressure on structures. And I mean, the team itself is already not faring any better. We have 3 kills to 0, and if Save the Taco plays their cards right in this one, they can kind of speedrun this a little bit. Their team composition is definitely very powerful for this. Now there's a couple of glimmers of hope for the blue team too. They got at least Hogger, which is great when you're playing Garden of Terror because of all the mercenary camps. But Sylvanas Greymane is amazing, and if you can just, well, as long as they're alive. Greymane being killed here is the first kill for the blue team. But what I was about to say is that with Lucio, you can really rotate him from one lane to another, trying to outrun your opponent a bit and just go for hit and run attacks and always do some damage if you properly pull this off. So we'll see how they're going to play this. Right now, the early game aggression was already kind of nice. They nearly destroyed the fort in the middle. Got a couple of these garden gnomes that are already getting kicked around. One over here, and it seems like this one is not going to stay much longer either. So far, unmolested. Well, at least one of them is staying in peace. Greymane is taking camps. Sylvanas is pushing lanes out. Experience lead not really too far ahead. Blue team has started to stabilize a little bit and was also able to get the first I was about to say tribute, but the seed has nothing to do with Cursed Hollow, guys. Totally different game mechanic. Blizzard brought us something new, something fresh. They would never just copy pasta things from the other maps and combine to Tomb of the Spider Garden. But yeah, either way. So, with that, we're now having a bit of a pressure play again by the red team through the middle, but there's Asmodan at the top, and he's currently sitting at 62 stacks. Nothing really to write home about. It's not anything that's crazy, but if they can somehow stack Asmodan in the late game, they're gonna have an easier time getting at least the wave they're going. The fort in the middle already destroys, of course, a little bit of a problem. With Higa now also getting closer to his own ult, we'll see if he heads into Demonic Invasion, trying to take the structures down. Is able, with his level 7 talent, as you can see, to now stack, but also stays a little bit too long for my liking and gets properly punished by the red team as they come in and take his fat ass to town. So that's already the end of Asmodan. And that is another kill under the belt of Save the Darko. They're able to lock another one in. Couple of camps still on the map, and the teams are starting to take care of it. And on level 7, we got the Whistle Duelist here. Oh ho ho ho! And a bit of an aggressive Tyrael player here with Judgment. Okay, Judgment into Leap is what we're getting from the red team. They definitely want to get some additional kills in here. Can follow that up with a Wailing Arrow, and then Greymane just making his move. And already they're coming in, and Holger has been judged. It's been declared that he definitely needs a bath, so he's been sent back to the Nexus so he can take a shower. 5 kills to 2, and immediately that pressure play at the bottom. Sylvanas Greymane, there it is, just barreling through that lane and taking that fort down easily. Judgment also on the other side. As expected, we have Asmodan with the Demonic Invasion, so he's already attempting to put that to some good use at the top against Sonya. Has to be a little bit careful, drops the ult and does some damage here, but also has to be a bit cautious or he's going to be punished for this pretty severely. And it doesn't really look like Asmodan is going to make it here. Sonya, absolutely not impressed, comes in, slaps him around. Asmodan is gone, down at the bottom of the map. Tyrael down, explosion kicking in. The camp is taken by the blue team though, but still a few kills coming around with Hogger dying in Greymane shortly after. Level 11 versus level 11. Judgment! And Lucio is able to heal and... Oh, get out! Tyrael on the other hand, not so much. It would have been kind of funny if he's able to explode on Lucio and take him down too. But yeah, they could at least prevent that from happening. It's one seed against the seed, and now the red team will probably try and intervene here. I don't think they're just going to let this one slide. They have the numbers advantage on the map now as well. And Anduin! Yeah, good move here against Tyrael. Is he going to be able to get Judgment through? First we have Sonya leaping in. There's Judgment! And the Crybaby is gone. And he's not the only one. Hogger is also eliminated. Not a good day for the Alliance, as Sylvanas takes out both of them. So that's 10 kills to 4 now in favor of the Tacos. And more camps taken that should allow them to go to the top and maybe take that fort out after they kill Asmodan, which I would assume is what we're going to see here happening next. The only hero on the side of the blue team that hasn't died yet is actually Chromie. Tyrael came in, looked at it, and was just like, nope, that's not happening. Nope. I'm going to be out, boys. I'm going to retreat from here. Sylvanas top damage in the game with the 21,000 that she's able to contribute. We got 11 kills to 4. And top side, yeah, this is looking pretty decent. They got the camp, they got the numbers advantage. That fort is going to fall here. And the only thing that they have to worry about right now is whether or not they're going to be able to also kill another hero or not. But things are starting to look pretty decent for the Tacos here. The blue team has been fighting back wherever they could, but now they lost all of their forts and therefore also the fountains towards the middle of the map, which is going to make it a bit more difficult for them to get access to any of these seeds. And the next one is spawning, and that could already proc the first objective here. There's Judgment! Oh, and everybody on cue just jumping on the target. Sonya a bit too late, but that extra stun would of course sealed the deal if Anduin would have somehow been able to mitigate some of that damage. So Anduina is dead again. We got 12 kills to 4, and that's going to be Garden Terrors. So a lot of momentum for Save the Taco in game number 1 of this best of 3 series. As the pressure is mounting up, and they're also getting some camps with this, especially at the top lane. Asmodan, he's just going for this Red Dota style where he's trying to play around the opponent, always eager to walk onto a lane and just do some extra damage. They're getting the fort at the bot lane at least. The problem is, while they are taking forts down, keeps are now being assaulted by the Tacos. The red team without mercy moving towards the middle here. And of course, if now heroes fall, then the blue team might be in a hell of trouble at their core too. Top side is getting pushed here in the middle. The wall is already gone. And the red team is pushing. Sonya at the bottom of the map trying to prep too. Yep, they're moving in. 16 talents are kicking in. Another advantage for the Tacos as they are locking in the talent lead. That gives us also the Burning Halo, and we got a lot of his pack for Greymane. But they're not really following up on this as aggressively as I thought they would. With a 2-level lead, a talent advantage, and then also the Garden Terrors, I really thought they would be more eager to try and take a keep down already. But they fell back from the middle after the Garden Terror was taken down and now moving towards the bottom lane in an attempt to damage the keep here as well. But are they really committing? Tyrael is not with them, but it doesn't look like it. Good news for Lena doesn't know. The blue team able to hold on to their keeps. That was honestly not a given here. I would have expected at least the keep in the middle to fall. I think with all the tools that they have at their disposal, the Tacos could have pushed there a bit more aggressively, look for a kill, and get the structure as well. Now with the objective, haven't really been able to do too much. They haven't taken one of the major structures out, the forts were already gone. They still have the talent advantage, so they should invade as many of these camps as they can. And especially the night camp at the bottom left is of course a juicy target, which triggers Sonya moving back down immediately. There's Judgment, they go for Tyrael, and he is able to get out. Nope, he's dead. Tyrael is gone, the camp is theirs if they want it, or they can just go for the keep here, which they probably should do. 5 versus 4, Sonya spin the win. They know that Hogga's up at the top, so no reason not to try and take that keep out. I mean, honestly, why would they? The keep is gone. Nicely done. That's 13 kills to 4 now. Desperate attempt by the blue team to get level 16. That's the main reason why Hogga wasn't the top lane in the first place. Asmodan, by the way, 180 stacks. Yeah, this is the problem if you don't help him stacking at the beginning of the game. You can really accelerate this process so much, and then he helps you to control the lanes, but they did not do that at all. And now, of course, they have to live with the consequences. We have 12 stacks on the Risen Duelist for Greymane. At level 16, we got the double pull now from Anduin. The Pullout King is already in position to help his teammates out here. It's a 5 versus 5 at the bottom of the map with even talents this time. But this keep doesn't look too hot. Here comes the light bomb. Bleep is out. Greymane in trouble, is able to make it out at first. But then Romy with the ult pulls him back in. But with the help of Lucio, they're all still alive and able to get out of the fight here. The keep defended barely. But now they have to do something here. The quest completed, at least for Asmodan. That's only the level 1 quest, of course. Haven't really been able to do too much there either. Haven't also seen too much trade action for him. Could definitely dominate those side lanes a little bit more in order to give his team the upper hand there. Only the fort at the bottom side has been taken out from the Tacos. The top side still in play with a few hit points left. Damage output, not really all that much has changed here. We still have Sylvanas as the top damage dealer in the game, followed by Hogga on the other side. And Chromie still hasn't fallen. 13 kills against the blue team. Chromie the only one that has not been eliminated yet. We're 12 minutes into the game. Honestly, feels like a little bit longer when you think about it. There's so much that already happened and so much pressure from the Tacos. Asmodan finally getting some hits in, but of course that backline still standing. But with Death Timer slowly starting to increase and level 20 on the horizon, the Tacos definitely have a chance to now try and exploit that advantage again. What the blue team needs, they need a few teamfight victories while they're still on even talents. Nice leap on Hogga. That is the end of the Fleabag. Hogga is down. They're trying to go for the second kill, and Anduin is not looking too good. He's healing and healing and healing, but there's way too much damage focused on him. He goes down too. That's a 5 versus 3, and they're just following up with Sonya relentlessly slamming Tyrael around. They cannot get that kill, but they're now straight at that keep, and that's another major structure that will fall on the side of the blue team. 15 kills to 4. Level 20 isn't ready, but here's the opportunity to go for game and glory on map number 1. Win the first one in this best of 3 series, and the Tacos are making their move. 15 kills to 4. The core goes down. That's the 1-0 here at the Spin to Win Grab in Group C. The Tacos with a victory on Garden of Terror. GG. Well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
The Tacos are in the lead, 1-0, and we're heading into Tomb of the Spider Queen. This time they have a little bit of a different composition here. They kind of lucked out with the RNG in game number 1, considering that they ran Sylvanas, Greymane, and Lucio. Also their front line, not too shabby, but now when we're looking towards the red team, the situation has changed slightly. The team Lena doesn't know in blue, on the left with Holy Chicken on Kalthas, we have Hike going from Asmodan straight into Johanna. That's quite a swap. Halcon on Whitemane, Martin Luther is playing Arthurs, and we got Istra on Phoenix. As over on the right side, it is the Tacos with Taco on Uther. We got Grolg on Probius. So, yeah, things have definitely changed for them. Wertmann is playing Chen, we got me on Diablo, and Kablamo is playing Falstad. So, they were spinning the wheel hard, and apparently all they got was Probius. I kind of like that we are now getting Laws of Hope as the level 1 talent for Jojo. It's something that you don't really see when you're looking at the top level play. But given the map, this is actually kind of sweet. I love when you are looking at a map like Tomb of the Spider Queen where there's tons of globes that you get and players are going for globe talents, are trying to just take advantage of them. We've talked about this in the context of Stitches in the past, but of course also with Jojo you can definitely do that. There's a couple of others as well. In the meantime, we have Arthurs with his level 1 going into Internal Hunger over here. The chicken in trouble! No! And Kalthas is gone. I'm honestly a chicken fan. I can never understand in my entire life why people are annoyed about chicken, saying like it tastes like nothing or something. It is by far my favorite meat. Doesn't mean that I don't enjoy the occasional steak, but guys, honestly, chicken is just amazing. Yeah, big chicken fan over here. But anyways, that chicken went down. So one chicken is already gone. That was the first one. Korea was also really nice. When I lived in Korea, it was actually pretty sweet because they have like lots of spicy chicken and it is incredible. I actually need to check if something like that exists over here in Spain as well. I'm not really sure it does. In Korea, it's just absolutely common to have like massive boxes of chicken, get a couple of beers with it. So yeah, that was definitely kind of sweet. Not the most healthiest food, don't get me wrong. Like the fried chicken nuggets that they had, like very different from what you get at a fast food restaurant or so, but still not the most healthy, but very nice. Now that I think about it, honestly, I want some of that. That was always pretty amazing. And spicy chicken and some beers. Yeah, the good old times. Back in the StarCraft 2 days. But then again, now with Heroes of the Storm over here, we have the first few camps taken. So only 1 kill so far. It's the only thing that has thus far happened. We have Kalthas also with pretty standard mana addict on level 1, not taking any risks over here. Falster could of course be interesting, normally not a pick that you see too often on Tomb of the Spider Queen, but lately he has been picked a little bit more here. You can still get a lot of value out of him, but of course he prefers to be played on a bigger map where you have more of a macro advantage just running him. But just the disengage alone with Gust is nice. Always assuming that they're not going for some kind of weird strategy where they're all of a sudden busting out the Hinterlands Blast, going for the good old shock and awe. Arthurs with more of a survival approach with the Deathlord on level 4, so not really that bruiser build that we've seen recently again, where you then room tap it up after Icy Talons. So they have a pretty beefy frontline now, trying to keep Arthurs and Phoenix in play. Lots of wave gear, of course, too, especially when we're talking about Johanna. I mean, Jojo alone is in a position where she can get a lot of wave clear through as the main tank, which is always nice. And the chicken has apparently a death wish. That's the second time that he finds himself in trouble. He's able to move out. Maybe they can punish Diablo instead. Arthur's coming in with a Howling Blast, and the other chicken was in trouble for a moment. Gets even hit by the Gravity Lapse over here, so they nearly got payback. At the bottom, that is, by the way, by far the best skin for our boy Chen. I absolutely love this one. Black and white War Master Chen just looks fantastic. I will allow occasionally other tints for the skin, but generally this is of course the best. Now, 1 kill to 0 still for the Tacos with a victory in game number 1. If they take the map, then they take the series. We're still in Group C. and therefore teams are trying to make it towards the top ranks. Oh, nice combo against Diablo here. Good gravity lapse there towards the end, and a bit of body blocking as well, with Arthur slowing things down, of course. And the Lord of Terror gets his butt handed to him. So Diablo is dead. Don't we know it? Path of Exile 2 is much, much better. But yeah, he got the news now as well. Kill against the kill. Chen also in trouble. There's locked with the Howling Blast. He gets slowed down. Wagman, and he's dead. Alright, he's dead too. That's the end of him. Nicely done by the blue team. They are starting to slowly take a bit of a lead here. And come in with potential... Oh, that's safe on Jojo. How did Jana get out there? Nice. Really, really well done. I mean, with Diablo and that little joke there with Path of Exile, just aside for a moment, I played Diablo 4 when the game came out and played in the first season a hardcore character to level 100. Then I completely just deleted the game and was like, alright, I'm tired of Blizzard and them feeding us betas, half-finished games at full price, and then waited for Path of Exile. I've been playing this game ever since. And now I checked in on some Diablo 4 streams again just to see the difference. It looks so shit, and it's so unbelievably filthy casual, it's actually ridiculous. What happened to my good old Diablo 1, Diablo 2? It is such a shame. Guys, if you like ARPGs, do yourself a favor, play Path of Exile. You can thank me later, the game is fantastic. And if you actually want to join our guild, the Church of Khaldor, Cock, we go hard, is in play in Path of Exile as well. Just post one of your character names. You have to actually post a character name, not your account name, and I can send you an invite. But more people are always welcome. We're playing together, some hardcore, some softcore. The game is incredible, so can very much recommend. But yeah, either way, with that as a bit of a side note, we still have some Diablo action going on over here, and it is on the red team. But not as many kills as on the last one. This time the blue team is looking way better. We might just have a chance to force game number 3 in all of this. Martin Luther on Arthur's with a bit of a problem there for just a second. But they're really doing a great job keeping everyone alive here. White main the entire time on point with a lot of the heals that we're getting currently. And yeah, here come the web beavers. The question is, how much damage can they do with those? It's the first set that comes down since the game started. Blue team slightly ahead here. They might be able to even get level 10 with this, but they're also playing this a little bit slow now. They try to get the damage done at the bottom of the map, where only Chen is defending. Fawcett is coming in to attempt and help out, and at least here they got a lot of structural damage. They took the fort down to less than 50%. I mean, damn, that thing is down to what, 15%? Probius, by the way, gets deaded. Only a good probe, only a dead probe is a good probe. And up at the top, wall destroyed as well. Oh, Kel'Thas, look at those ults. Kel'Thas went into Pyroblast, and we got the Falling Sword here, plus also Syndragosa. Seriously, what is it with this tournament in the Syndragosa place? I haven't seen a single Arthas player take Army of the Dead. I guess I'm lying. I think one of them took it, but most of them go for Syndragosa, and it's honestly a little bit wild. If anything, I can probably understand it in this case more than in the previous ones, just simply because they have Johanna as well. So they have at least that going in their favor. But seeing Pyroblast, that is wild. And Jojo also heading straight into Falling Sword can apply a little bit more pressure onto some of these backline heroes. Now this should be interesting. Got Divine Steed for Jojo, so definitely a bit out there regarding the build. 21 stacks now on her level 1. When it comes to the damage numbers, we have 27,000 for Falstad and 22,000 for Phoenix. And with the red team now getting their own set of web beavers, the question remains, how much damage can they do? Can they pay back the blue team in kind, or how is this going to work out for them? Push coming through the middle for now. They're trying to take that out, and bam! At least the camp's gone. Joe just defending at the bottom of the map. Arthur's Kel'Thas top side. Yeah, and I'm not so sure how much they can do here. A little bit more AoE is needed if the blue team wants to hold on to that fort, but it doesn't really look like they're getting their heroes rotated in time. So that's tons of damage already, and that should be the first fort of the game that falls. The red team once again pulling a little bit ahead here, similar to what we've seen in game number 1, taking the first fort out and starting rotation towards, I was about to say towards the top, but not too aggressive here. We got 53 gems against 51, so each team still has enough gems more or less to get another turn in. They're getting at least dangerously close to lock in the second wave. Bottom of the map, we got Bergman against Hige as Chen and Jojo collide once again. But the next little fight, yes, Diablo puts Arthas in some trouble. Here comes the barbecue play, trying to burn him to a crisp, and that should be the end of him. Arthas goes down. That did nothing. Oh my god. Phoenix goes down too. Pyroblast is such a garbage ult, it's ridiculous. It's honestly funny. I mean, there are, I guess, a couple of combos where you can get proper value out of it, but in a general team fight like we've just seen here, if you just throw it out, the value is so insanely low. Forza just stood there and he was just like, yeah dude, I don't care. Like, whatever. I have full hit points. There's nothing else you can do to me. So, yeah, he survives. We got the rotation topside towards the boss. The red team is gonna get it in time. Blue team sniffs it out, but doesn't really do anything about it. What they do, though, is send Jojo down to the bottom of the map and push for the fort. So at least there's some damage that they were able to do here. It remains to be seen how exactly the Tacos are now going to play this with the boss at the top. They're still trying to turn in. They're missing 4 gems to get a web weaver wave. And, well, Jojo's attempting to interrupt. Boss, of course, needs to be defended, but we're only 10 minutes in, so it's not like this bad boy is hitting like a truck or anything. But the turn-in is happening regardless. Timing is, of course, slightly off if you want to get the most out of it. Normally, you want to turn in first and then take the boss. Just time it a little bit differently, but the way that they are playing out the top side, they still get value here. The boss already destroying the fort, now moving in, trying to get maybe a kill before the web weavers even arrive. Syndragosa is out. Jojo's coming in from the side. Chen still in the middle. Oh, and the Divine Shield. Taco survives as well. Damn. Saves Falstad and then is able to make his way out of the fight too. That was pretty well done by Uther here. Was willing to sacrifice himself for the birdie, but now they have web weavers in the middle, at the top, pushing for the keeps. Down at the bottom of the map, the fort is going to attack soon. 3 kills to 3, both teams on level 14. Jojo with a lot of sustain here with the 30 stacks that she has on her level 1, but the attack still keeps coming. Johanna actually defending in the middle of the map right now and doing so far pretty alright. It's gonna be the bot lane that's interesting. Is Jojo helping out the team at the top? She should, or that keep is in trouble. Or is she moving down to the bottom of the map? Currently, there's the Gravity Labs. Falstad! The attempt to go for the ult of Kelthas, but he had to abandon and just retreated back. So some damage on the keep. Johanna indeed moving down to the bottom of the map to try and prevent the worst here from happening. Their fort still taking a lot of damage, but as you can already tell, it's not going to be taken out. So, good for them. 37,000 damage from Falstad. Bird's the word, as he is not only top damage on his team, but in the entire game. Nobody else is even close, though. I mean, Probe is the closest with 31,000, but he's pretty much hard trailing behind. 20% less damage for him. Phoenix, the top damage dealer for the blue team, with 28,000. I mean, I could have seen some other combos played out by them for sure, but Phoenix can get a lot of damage out with the slows that are available to the blue team too. But ever since they had this first turn-in, they started... I mean, falling behind is a little bit too harsh. They're still on basically the same level of experience, but they're starting to struggle on structures, and you really need to get that turn-in going. They have the second turn-in locked in as soon as they deliver the gems. 65 that they're currently holding, and they only need to deliver 35 of those. So definitely doable. They're a bit worried about the level 16 talent on the side of the Tacos, but they will get their own talents here in just a moment. And there it is. So this is the time to really try and make a play. Phoenix, talking about making plays, is very much alone. Gets stunned, and yep, that's the end of the Protoss. Phoenix is gone, and that is, of course, a problem. Didn't lose too many gems, that's the good news. The problem with it is, though, now they are at a numbers disadvantage again. And Kelthas has 24 gems, and they are gone. Kelthas loses the gems. There's the barbecue. They put... Oh, nice! Jojo recovering most of them. 50 now in her hands. That is quite the amount. So now Jojo has to be careful, but that's actually... That saved the day for them. Potentially, at least. But the red team is just pressuring. They are now in a 5 versus 3 situation, and immediately the call is made. go. Just push, do whatever you can. Try and take some of the structures down. Try and see if we can destroy the keep here. And they're already making the move, dropping it down to 50% HP. If anything, then it's the tacos playing it maybe a little bit too safe at times. Oftentimes when you think, okay, they could push a little bit harder here, they're starting to fall back. But now Jojo was sneaking in the back and got the turn in for the team. So they should probably not overstay too much and try and defend here a little bit more, but eventually they should move towards the top and try and safeguard that fort, unless they really feel they can go for the keep here, and honestly, it doesn't feel like it. Here comes instead Syndragosa, flanked from Jojo, nice stun from Uther, preventing the Condemned to go real deep into the heart of the team. But the fight's still ongoing as the Web Weavers are making their way across the map, and for the red team that could be a problem. At the bottom it's a Web Weaver aiming for keep, at the top it's a fort. Falstad flying down right away and has to, or this could have been troublesome for them. Chen is moving towards the top and is also going to attempt and save the fort here, but in the middle the rest of the team is taking position against the the boys in blue as they are making their way towards the fort. But there is a real chance that Lena does not make a dent in the defense here. The fort finally falls at the top, so they got that, at least. But over here in the middle, what are they going to be able to pull off? They're nearly a level behind by now. They need to change things a little bit. It's not a kill-heavy game, but they need to get some. Now that death timers are higher, there's the opportunity. Maybe go for Uther. Pyro value, baby! Whoop, whoop! The pyro value right there. He got a kill. All hail Kelthas. I never said anything bad about Pyro Blast in my life. Best ult, of course. Never doubted him for a second. Well, there's the Gus as they're trying to prevent the second one from falling, but Arthas is slowing down Diablo pretty heavily. Turns around to the barbecue, and no! Phoenix and Arthas are down. The fight turns against them, and they're getting absolutely cooked over here. That's exactly what you need to prevent in that situation. Horrible spot for them to be in, and yep, that is not good news. Now, well, Falstad is dead as well, and boy, oh boy. 3 against 3, fight continues, and it's Kelthas that gets attacked. It's the Panda. The Panda, lethal as he is, trying to go in for another kill. Whitemane able to shut that attempt down, but only half a level before the Tacos are hitting level 20. It's not gonna take too much longer. On the stacks, Falstad with 120. 37 stacks for Johanna, 37 for Kelthas when we talk about the two globe talents here. Yeah, and of course there's another turn-in ready for the Tacos. If they line that up with Falstad coming back and flying in and the level 20, there's a chance to take at least the keep down. I mean, honestly, it's not only a chance, they kind of have to do it. If you really want to push the advantage, and this is the opportunity, get Falstad back, fly him in, and then push for the keep in the middle. Already getting in the camp. By now, top damage, by the way, Probius. Yep, the probe only died once. Every single player on the red team has died one time, with Probius now at 58,000 damage, followed by Falstad on 54,000, and then we have Kelthas and Phoenix with 52 and 50k respectively. Now, the level 20 talents are ready. That gives us Bulwark of Light. We got also Falstad just going straight into Wind Tunnel, and as expected, they're moving through the middle. There's the chance to make the move right there for the keep. Maybe even more if they can get the kills. Jojo was at the top, trying to take some of the waves down, slow down the push with the Web Weaver top, and is of course going to try and flank again. 33 gems still in her hands. The keep is already down. They want to go for game. They try the kill. They can't get Phoenix. Phoenix is able to get out there. Nicely done. Halcon, on the other hand, might be in trouble as Chen goes for the top keg plays. Wall stun against Whitemane, and that is the end of the healer. That's a huge problem right now. With Whitemane gone, the sustain just evaporates. The core has already started to lose some of its shield. At the top, the keep has been destroyed by the Web Weavers. Now more heroes are dying as Arthas gets taken down. And this is gonna be the beginning of the end. Save the Taco. With a 5 versus 3 on the opponent's core. The keep at the bottom of the map has also fallen to the Siege Giants and the Web Weavers. Once again, the Pyroblast does nothing. And the blue team is down on the ropes. Yeah, they lose Johanna, they lose the game. It's a 2-0 victory here in Group C of the Spin to Win Cup for Save the Tacos. Nicely done by the red team as they take Tomb of the Spider Queen. GG, well played.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.